Okay, so getting straight into this one.
What the hell is this?
Continuing my DC Cinematic Universe journey, after finishing Batman v Superman, which was hot garbage, I watched Wonder Woman 2017, which, straight into the point, was actually really good. Though I have a few gripes, even though this movie came out 7 years ago, I recommend you watch it if you want to watch it. It's pretty fun. And spoiler warning ahead. So pretty much this is in its entirety a Wonder Woman backstory, where it all started for her. I always found it weird that in these comic book cinematic universes, gods from actual mythologies exist, and each planet in the universe have their own mythologies with gods that exist. There's also a god that created the universes in these comic book stories. It always blows my mind. I don't understand where everything fits in mythologies. You know what I'm saying? It's always weird. Like, for example, in Marvel, there's Norse gods, there's Greek gods. Every different planet has their own gods. They even have a round table type of deal where they all have like my understanding is they have like a planet where all the mythological gods go to and talk to each other. I forgot what that's called. It was in Thor Love and Thunder. Terrible movie. Good villain though. But that's besides the point. In Marvel, they also got Celestials. They got the one above all, which is God. They got the Beyonders, which are... I don't know. They got a Molecule Man who is the most powerful, omnipotent person. It all blows my mind. So here we got Greek gods in this one. Of course, they made the Amazons to defend man, is my understanding. But let me tell you, this thing is riddled with bullshit cliches. First things first, I just want to say how bad Gal Gadot's acting is. I don't even know if that's how you say your name. Gal Gadot? Terrible actress. Terrible act. I just wasn't believing anything she was saying. Everything that goes on with her character, when she's not talking, she just does a little smolder type beat going on. You know what I'm saying? And when she's talking, it feels like a script generated by AI, even though obviously AI wasn't as good as it is today back in 2017. You know what I'm saying? But it just doesn't feel real. Everyone else though, they killed their acting chops or whatever. But Gal, oh my god, I just wasn't believing anything she was saying. Anyway, so this takes place during World War I. Now, apparently, according to this movie, World War I started because of the god of war Ares from Greek mythology. Tell that to Franz Ferdinand, bro. I mean, though it's kind of cringe. Honestly, I think having fantastical, fictitious characters in actual historical events like wars and stuff, I think it's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? This is just like when Captain America was fighting in World War II, and the Germans also had the Tesseract that they used as weapons. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, same deal here. Wonder Woman ends up in the front lines in World War I. You know what I'm saying? But bro, the amount of bad writing to this, it actually blows my mind. Like, get a load of this overwhelming amount of subtle foreshadowing. I say subtle, but it's just dumb. So Wonder Woman's mom doesn't want her to fight, to train with the Amazons, because they've been in peaceful times for many years now, and she wants her daughter to live a happy, peaceful life away from violence. You know what I'm saying? Which at first, although it kind of makes sense, it is very stupid, because she's the queen of the Amazons. She knows damn well the history of the Amazons, that they were put there to protect man from stuff like Ares, the god of war. You know what I'm saying? And the Amazons at the moment are training for his inevitable return. When the random Amazons tell her, the queen that is, that we're training for when Ares returns, he's like, no, that would never happen. He's been dead for years. And that happens maybe 10 times in the span of 20 minutes. It happens when her daughter says, I want to train. It happens when her daughter says, read me a book. It happened when her sister trains her daughter behind her back, and then the mother finds out. And it happens again. Hey, why are you training my daughter? Oh, because Ares might come back. Oh, he's been dead for years. Bro, how many times? I get it. He's been dead. He's nowhere in sight. There's no way he's coming back. Oh, would you look at that? He comes back. Anyway, she stops doubling down, gives in, and lets her daughter be trained by the strongest of Amazons on the island. You know what I'm saying? Even more dumb, bad writing that makes no sense at all. Logic thrown out the window. Wonder Woman is now grown up, and we get a scene of her training and basically destroying all the Amazons who are training with her. Now, bro, she's been training for years with the other Amazons and the general of the Amazons to make her strong, and eventually, when Ares turns up, she's gonna beat his ass, right? That's why they're training her. That's why the mom agreed to this. So why, when she destroys all the Amazons and she shows how powerful she actually is, All of them look scared. The mom looks at her being very powerful and she says, what have I done? My own daughter. I can't believe she did this. And then Wonder Woman's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. What have I done? And then runs away. Bro, this is what you wanted to happen. You wanted to become strong to fight Ares. They wanted you to become strong to fight Ares, bro. This is what they wanted. Why would they be angry that she's strong now? Where's the sense? Where's the sense? It's gone. Out the window, bro. Like I said earlier. Fast forward. American who was spying on the Germans arrives on the island. The Germans follow. They start fighting. The fight scenes were freaking awesome. The Amazons in action, incredible. This shot right here by Steve, great. But again, the acting, oh my god. What is Gal doing, bro? Gal, I'll never figure that out. Her aunt gets shot in her arms and does the cliche where she's got some last words to say, and instead of saying them, she just fumbles over her words, and then nothing comes out for 20 seconds that she's still alive, and then she just dies. And then you're wondering like, oh, what is she about to say? What was she gonna say? Bro, just, she had 20 seconds to say something, right? Why are we doing the, what? Just say it, bro. Why does this happen in movies all the time? I bet if I get shot, not in my vocal cords or my lungs for that matter, I would be able to get off a whole ass freaking essay before I pass away. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's just my ego talking. Like when I'm watching the Olympics and I see Noah Lyles get the gold on the 100-meter dash. And I'm like, yo, I bet I could run that. I bet I could beat Noah Lyles. Moving on. I have to say, I commend them for not being afraid, just like Marvel used to be, of showing comic accurate superhero costumes, right? I commend them. But Wonder Woman's costume must be the most impractical, dumbass thing of all time. Yeah, the sword and shield are cool, epic, awesome sauce, right? But then why is there so much exposed skin? And her claim to fame is 2 freaking bracelets, bro. Why couldn't the claim to fame be freaking 2 gauntlets? And then she does a clap. And then all that stuff happens, man. Why does she have to go like that? There's so much exposed skin that when she's at the front lines in no man's land and she's getting gunned down by the Germans, not a single bullet hits her. Like, what? Yeah, there's a scene where she's like on the ground with her shield. Yeah, I'm not surprised that not a single bullet got past her shield. But when she's standing and she's got her shield out, her legs, they don't get hit at all. Her stomach, her head, everything that's exposed, she never once gets shot in this entire movie, which blows my mind. And yeah, apparently Amazons, they can get shot and killed. Yeah, I don't know much about Wonder Woman, but I was kind of expecting a Man of Steel type beat where Amazon's skin is like impervious to bullets, right? Not the case. Still, when she's getting gunned down by machine guns from hundreds of German soldiers in no man's land during World War I, not a single bullet hits her. It's crazy to me. Moving on. There is a movie slash TV slash anime trope that happens all the time that I feel like no one talks about. This one might be the one that blows my mind the most. The one that should not exist, right? But does. And it makes no sense, and it never will to me. Enough edging you. This is the trope where MFs in their own country speak English to each other in a country where English is not the first language. To me, it doesn't make sense. I guess the reason they do that is because there's viewers watching the movie, right? And it's a movie in English, so we gotta understand what they're saying to understand the movie, right? But no, there's movies where people do speak their native language and there's English subtitles. That makes more sense because this is just an example from this movie. Why are people in Germany during World War I speaking English with a heavy German accent to a fellow German person? Who would do that? Your main language is not English. You have a heavy German accent when you speak English. You're in your country and you're speaking to a fellow German person. Why would you speak English? You would not do that. That is so unrealistic. It makes no sense. They do that in anime too. They do that in TV shows too. There's only a handful of movies that I can think of that have people speak their native language with each other in a setting that makes sense to do that, right? Every time I see that trope, it just pisses me off personally. I don't know if anyone else has that. I don't really care that much. But when I see it, I'm like, why are they doing it again? Moving on. Then there's another cliche that I want to talk about. This involves Dr. Poison and then Ludendorff of the German army. Dr. Poison's trying to invent a mustard gas.
Ammonia-based toilet cleaner, okay? And that's bleach better. Okay, you've made mustard gas.
Writing down hundreds of notes and crumpling them up and throwing them away. Oh yeah, and then she's talking to Ludendorff, who accidentally bumps into the table and then moves one of the crumpled up notes that, since it's crumpled up, it means it's trash. She read it, she wrote it and said, I don't want this doesn't make sense, get it out of here. Then picks it up, uncrumples it and says, yes, this is the one. Then why did you throw it away if that's the one? Or out of the entire mess that was there, how did you know to pick that one up, that specific piece of paper, uncrumple it and say, yeah, I knew it, this is the one right here? What are you talking about? How did you know? Why'd you throw it away if you knew? And that's another cliche that happens in every movie ever. Like, what, bro? You wrote it. You read it. That's the one. Good job. Throws it into the trash. Fishes into the trash and picks it back up. I already made that joke. I'm just repeating myself at this point. Moving on. Dr. Poison also invented smelling salts. Epic. I just wanted to say that. Anyway, Wonder Woman is fighting Ares, and Steve wants to dispose of the last batch of mustard gas before it spreads around the world. So he flies the plane with the shipment of mustard gas very high in the sky, and then looks back, shoots it, it blows up, he dies. He's a hero. Am I just dumb in thinking that he could have just flown the plane into the water, into the sea, and then he wouldn't have died? He would have waited for Wonder Woman to win, and then she would have swam out to save him. She already swam once and went and saved him when he already crashed the plane at sea. Couldn't he just done that again? Then afterwards, while you're like far away, then shoot the container that's gonna blow the whole thing up so you don't die? Am I dumb? Maybe they're saying that there is a moment where Wonder Woman is losing and she's gotta go Super Saiyan to beat Ares. So maybe they're trying to say that it was Steve Trevor's death that made her do that and unlock something in herself that got her the win against Ares. Maybe that's what they're trying to say. But either way, I feel like his death could have easily been prevented, and they only did that for dramatic purposes. But to me, it just felt kind of stupid. But yeah, maybe I'm just looking too deep into it. Maybe I'm just dumb. I am notorious for being dumb though. But anyway, the fight with Ares was pretty cool. The actor that plays Ares is awesome. I always forget this dude's name, and I'm not looking it up right now. I can't be bothered. But yeah, I see him in like every movies, and I always love this dude's acting. He's great. But anyway, though the movie did the thing where the villain absolutely annihilates the hero, no diffs them, and then the hero suddenly, from seemingly out of nowhere, they get a buff, and then no diffs the villain. But hey, I'm an anime watcher, that happens all the time, so I'm used to it. Though it's a cliche that I personally don't like, it happened, it was cool, and yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, that's it for me. TLDR, Gal Gadot sucks at acting. There are way too many cliches in this movie, but the CGI and the effects were great. The action is action-packed, and it's incredible. I feel for all the characters, except for Diana, though it is her movie. The villain, also awesome. Ares, epic. I'll give the movie a crisp 6 out of 10. I do recommend it. If you didn't watch it, you should watch it. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, like and subscribe. It's free and it helps more than you think. Also, I got a Twitch. I stream sometimes. You can follow that as well. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Bye. 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 Goodbye. Bye. 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 Bye.